All right, here we go. And let me set my timer. I believe this will be the 5th clip here. I'm just going to start off by playing the next clip first, and then I'm going to discuss it afterwards.
Tropical people, but even here in the United States, where the multicultural, because the U.S. ain't got no culture. They shit is all our shit. A bunch of our shit is what makes the U.S. whatever you want to call it. We still don't know what that culture is for the U.S., but it's a mix-up of all of our cultures. And in the urban community, you know, the Latino and the West Indian has the greatest influence, and we've always had, and we'll always will, and it's just been that way. So I've actually been influenced by the Latino community, which allows me to feel that much more comfortable putting my West Indian influence in my music, because they...
Okay. This is one of the videos I was talking about from some years ago, maybe 2-3 years ago, when Busta Rhymes and Fat Joe were doing their little, whatever it is you want to call it, laying claim to a culture that is simply not theirs. Now this video really got to me, because I remember when Leaders of the New School first came out. I think it was 89, 90, around that time. Part of the whole native tongue thing, if you're old enough to remember that. Busta Rhymes, Dinko D, Charlie B. And I'm just picking apart things he said in that clip. They had the greatest influence on us. I didn't see that in Leaders of the New School. I saw Black American culture. I didn't see Jamaican culture. I didn't see Spanish culture or Latin culture. Now, I'm not saying that Busta Rhymes ever hid the fact that he was Jamaican, but it really was not a part of his stick until he went solo. And then you saw the outfits, and, you know, and even back then in the parts of the 80s and 90s, they would inject a little reggae rhythm in some of their bars here and there, but it didn't dominate by any means. A lot of them guys you didn't even know were from the Caribbean. Why not? I mean, if you created it, you're waving your flags. Okay, not only that, let's just deal with the actual clip here. This is Busta Rhymes literally saying, we have no culture. He said that. You heard him. No feelings. That's proof. He said it. All our shit is their shit. Jamaican and Latins, I guess. I mean, it's just simply not true. I mean, we don't even have to... It's not even a debate. It's not up for debate. And as I wrote the little things down here, back in the 90s, 80s and 90s, none of these artists, but let's just stick with Busta Rhymes and Fat Joe, they were not talking like this when they came out. Of course, you would have to go to magazines and actual old TV footage, because we didn't have the internet back then. But I can never remember a point in time Busta Rhymes saying anything closely to what he just said in that clip just there. He wouldn't have. He would have got checked. But they're saying it with their whole chest now, and you got to wonder why. It could be this whole Olympic thing, because like I said, things are planned out years in advance. These guys are obviously being paid to say these things. So I don't know who's behind the curtain, but there's definitely a curtain, and there's somebody behind it. I seen recently he was at the Essence Festival bombing out. People not feeling him. And this is probably why. The backlash is real, and it's only going to continue. Me personally, it's not personal. I don't hate Busta Rhymes, or as I call him, Trevor, because I'm being petty now. Trevor and Joseph Fat Joe, because I don't respect them the way that I used to. I'm not burning my Busta Rhymes collections. Any songs I got, I love this style. I love what he brought to the game. I was never really the biggest Fat Joe fan, but I like a lot of his songs. But going forward, anything they do, I will not be supporting. I need to hear an apology just as loud as this lie if I'm going to continue supporting them going forward. The old stuff, yeah, no problem. I'll play it all day. But going forward, no. He said, I don't know if he was at some type of conference, Soul Frito I see that the Urban Latin Music Festival. So he's playing up to wherever he's at. There's my little timer, and I mean, just think about what he said at the end. You know, the Latin Hispanic community gave him, you know, whatever to put more of his influence into his music from the Latin community. You wasn't doing merengue and salsa, dude. You were doing hip hop. You were rapping. That was Black American. So again, that's an actual receipt. That's proof. So I'm going to stop this video here, and we'll move on to the next thing. But this is one of the reasons that really sparked my interest into digging into the origins of hip hop. Also, I do want to mention that there's a hip hop documentary out called Microphone Check. It's new, by Tariq Nasheed. That's literally only focusing on the origins of hip hop, that everybody should check out, because it's really talking about the origins and just staying right there in that time period, the beginnings, not going later on where it's like a multicultural mixed bag of different individuals that's playing a part in hip hop, but the origins when it was all black. Microphone Check by Tariq Nasheed. Okay, let me stop this here. We get into the next clip.